Hi, welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me today, and I am speaking to you from Ribbies in Kingston, Jamaica. So we call this place in Jamaica, we call it downtown Kingston, and Ribbies is located directly on the waterfront. So I'll be showing you scenes from Ribbies off the waterfront while I eat lunch. So we'll be talking about communication today, specifically 10 unwritten rules of communication. I call it unwritten because these are rules that I have formulated over the years that has helped me in communication with others, understanding myself, and I'm hoping that you may find some value in it as well. Rule number one, understand that we are the sum total of our experiences. Our thoughts, our values, our attitudes, and our behaviors are all a direct result of our experiences. Understanding this naturally leads to rule number two. Respect should not be earned, it should be automatic. Think of your own experiences, things that would have shaped you, things that would have impacted you in the past and are still impacting you now. Those things are deserving of respect. We each have our own story and we have all lived through something, and that in itself deserves respect. I don't believe that people should be required to do something additional to earn respect. I think it should be automatic. So, my favorite quote in all this world is, be kind, for each person you meet is fighting a hard battle that you know nothing of. This quote has been attributed to Ian McLaren, and I've also seen it attributed to Plato. So I don't know which of them said it, but it is my favorite quote. It brings me now into rule number three. Understand that people are often tied to their opinions, and most of us are incapable of separating our perspectives from ourselves. So, challenging an opinion may be received as challenging a person. Because our values and our beliefs are generally not random, they are linked to our experiences, they are often deep rooted. So, challenging someone's point of view is more than just challenging a thought. It may be received as a personal attack on an individual. So, caution should be exercised when deciding to challenge someone's opinion. Number four, respect is leveling the playing field. We often formulate ideas about who we are based on external variables, such as our education, our job, and our finances. These are what I refer to as titles. And because of these titles and how we view them, we have now formulated expectations as to how we should be treated or regarded. And these become our beliefs about our entitlements. We use these titles and entitlements to compare ourselves to others, and this comes out in our communication. They create barriers to communication that are often unintended. In order to level the playing field, you have to approach communication from a place of respect. This requires that we challenge ourselves and mentally strip ourselves of our titles and our entitlements to communicate with others as one human being who is going through a unique human experience, communicating with another human being who is also going through a unique human experience. Rule number five, believe that you can learn from anyone and every situation. Books are important. However, unless a new idea is written, then the knowledge contained in books are often static. Knowledge is not static, it keeps evolving. So life becomes the greatest teacher of all, as life also evolves. So it's best to remain open to learning lessons that life has to offer. So it's best to keep an appreciation for the fact that life lessons are learned through our own experiences, through other people's experiences, and through situations with which we encounter. Rule number 6: everyone wants to be understood. This is the whole reason why people communicate, because we want others to get it, we want others to get us. So I will tell you a simple yet popular way that is often used to test how open we are in communication. If someone is speaking to you and you begin to formulate a response in your mind to what is being said, then you are not listening to understand. You should instead be focused on what is being said in an effort to fully understand the individual's perspective. And it leads me now into rule number 7. Everyone wants to be validated. It is not enough to understand without confirming your understanding. Confirming your understanding is validating the person who has shared his or her perspective. Validation is not the same thing as agreement. You do not have to agree to validate. Validation is simply the confirmation of understanding. Without validating the other party, you should not introduce your perspective, because the person with whom you are speaking is now preoccupied with finding new ways to reintroduce his or her perspective in a manner that you can understand, because it's the whole point of why they were communicating in the first place. He or she is not in a mental space to accept your perspective because they're still stuck at explaining. Validation to confirm understanding is the best way to prevent barriers to communication. I have seen many conflicts develop in this way, where people get stuck on explaining and people get stuck on pushing their perspective through, not stopping to fully understand the other person and to validate the other person so that they can get in the frame of mind to now accept what you now have to say. Number 8, communicate with clarity, not to teach. Learning is a personal choice. You cannot force someone to accept your perspective as factual. Understanding that their opinion may be deep rooted, accepting a new perspective takes careful consideration, therefore, and take time in most cases. They may never accept your perspective at all, and that is something that you will have to come to terms with. And if they do decide to accept your perspective, they may do so upon further reflection long after the conversation. Or maybe they might become confronted with a new experience to which your idea can be applied, and at that point they may accept. The point is, in conversation, you should seek to be clear, not to be convincing, because learning is a personal choice. Rule number 9: declining to express your opinion does not make it any less your opinion. Many people argue that not stating your opinion is hypocritical, but in my view, silence is not hypocritical. This is particularly relevant in conflict situations or when discussing controversial topics such as politics and race. If you are introducing your opinion just to be right or to discipline someone else because you're upset about their perspective, it is best to keep that opinion to yourself. If you believe that your opinion will add value to the conversation instead of fuel conflict, then it is right to offer it. So you have to weigh it up. Finally, rule number 10: we are not flawed, we are imperfect, and imperfection is unique beauty. So the next time you speak to someone, I hope you do so with an appreciation of their right to own their experiences, You do so with an intention to understand and to learn, and with a desire to show respect as one imperfect human being to another. Thank you so much for staying with me today, and I hope that you took some value from these rules. They have helped me, and I am of the view that if you apply them to your lives, then it can help you as well. I hope you can join me in another video. Thank you for
Something out here for change everybody, man. Make people start to good.
Oh, many. One.
Take a picture of your right.
Eh?
Take a picture right.
No man, I don't make a video them here. I know myself.